Hello everyone, I'm Mark Sain and welcome to Sain Investment Solutions. Please take a moment to pause this video and review the following disclaimer. Thank you for that. Welcome to week 31 of the Forex market review. Today we're going to look at a few pairs which have been trying to occur over the last few weeks. And being the last 2 weeks, they haven't happened, but finally one has triggered and looking at setting up over the next couple of hours or the next few days. Sorry for the missed report last week, but as I put out on the Twitter feed, there was no official trade setups, and that's because we were still waiting for a change in direction, and that has now occurred. So let's jump to the charts and see where we're at. So the first pair we're going to look at today is the pound CAD. The pound CAD is the first pair to start to see a bit of a change. So as we can see it stepping down, stepping down, stepping down, and it formed this DSR low. It's bounced there for a few days, and that matches up with this DSR area over here. So what we need a decent pushback higher. And here we can see a little pushback higher, but it's just not enough. And then this red candle here that my cursor's on right now, that one closed lower. But this green candle right here is the first official one which is now broken out of the channel. And we can see we're hitting this immediate DSR zone. Personally, I think it's going to be going up to these levels and matching up with this 200 EMA line starting to fold down, the purple line here. So what we're looking for is a buying opportunity. We drop down to the 4-hour chart and we need to see our AO divergence. So that's where we see the price come down. So we see a low in price and we see a higher AO. Must come back to the zero line. So if I zoom in, you can see this AO has come up above the zero line and then formed a higher low, and this low has come lower. So that tells us we have divergence and looks like a trend could be going up. Dropping down to our 1-hour chart for our entry criteria, we look for our first large AO. So here's a nice large AO to the downside, but we want one for the upside. We're going long this time. So here's our first large AO to the upside. So we can see that price has moved up, pushed all the way back down. So that's our 1, back for 2, up for 3. We then grab our tool, and this is a Fibonacci retracement tool. We do from the start of wave 3 to the end of wave 3. Now we can plonk it there for now, but until this AO comes back below the zero line and we see a bit of a pullback, we won't know this has ended. And that pullback must come back to the minimum 38.2 is what we like to see. We might see something like a ABC pattern formation coming down. It's very likely that when price comes down it will come near or touch the 1-hour 200 EMA line, and then we look for an engulfing candle to the higher side and look for an entry position. So if we're going to enter somewhere around these levels, we might be looking at 100 pip stop loss and 100 pip for the highs. So definitely if it came back up to these highs, we would want to be looking at moving to break even and then seeing how far it will go. Now, where do we think it's going to go? Well, once we have that confirmation, we would use our Fibonacci expansion tool this time. We do the same as the retracement from the start to the end of wave 3. However, we need to move our third marker to the lowest point of the move currently down. And if it happens to stop there and that's the lowest point, then that's where we would point it. And where we think it's going to go, well, the first point is a 61.8 and the next one's a 100% level. And as you can see, if it does do this, the 100% level will be matching up with this DSR zone. And that's where I would like to be getting out. And you definitely should make 250 pips, so you definitely be able to make your 1 for 2 risk reward back up to this DSR zone. and that's where I believe that the market is likely to go in the near future. Aussie USD is setting up for a short position. So you can see it's rallied up. If I just zoom out a bit more, we can start to see, if we look left, it's hitting these DSR zones around about here. So that's a good sign. We have this big reversal candle, red one here with another one here. So that's another sign it looks like it's ending. But this could be a 1, 2, 3, or this could be the 1, 2, 3. So if I expect a pullback, I wouldn't expect it to come too far. So what I would like to get out somewhere around these DSR zones in between these levels here. So just keeping note of that on the higher time frame. What I then need to see on the 4-hour chart is divergence, which we currently have. So here we have our higher high end price and our lower AO. So as you can see, it's the opposite. This time with selling, we need to see the price step up. We need to see the AO come back below the line and then make a lower low. So easy way to think of it, one goes up, the other one comes down. We then drop down to our 1-hour chart and we look for an entry position. At the moment, we probably go to 1, up for 2. So we need to see the large AO to the downside. So if we can see this entire move probably come back down to there, these lows around about here, push back higher, we can look for an entry position, driving it down into this DSR zone that I picked on the daily chart, based on this possible wave 4 pullback on the daily chart as well. And that one should be able to give us our risk to reward. Yeah, 50, 60 pips, you'd be able to get you 100 to 120, 150 in there. So that's what we're looking for. But at this stage, it's not set up. We still need to see this large AO form and then the pullback, as we're seeing on the pound CAD. There's actually 3 USD pairs. The other one is the Euro USD. So we wouldn't take all of them. At the moment, the Aussie is my favorite, but the Euro we have as well. We see the higher high end price and we see the AO stepping down back below the line. So that's clear divergence. And then when we see a nice move to the downside, like we see some of these nice large humps, but to this downside here, we can look at entering. But at the moment, it hasn't fallen enough. We really need to see it come and probably break down past this zone here somewhere. So if we can see it come down and break through, that's probably where we're looking at entry. And the last one is the USD yen. You wouldn't take all 3 pairs, you might take 1 or 2, but just remember they will generally all correlate, especially if something happens with the USD. So if the USD strengthens or weakens, all those 3 pairs will be affected as they all correlate with the USD. So here we see it's coming down, it's hit this DSR zone there, but it may come and touch this area down here first before pushing back higher. We need our divergence, which we currently do, lower low in price, higher AO. So just as the pound, we see one step down, the other one step up. It has to come above the 0 line to be clear divergence. A hump within a hump is just divergence, regular divergence, but we want clear. So that has occurred. And on the 1 hour, we want to see a nice large AO like this to the upside and look for a potential buying opportunity on this pair. But as I've indicated on the Euro, we still need it to push back higher. So it's very likely it's probably going to want to try to break this area here and then for the pullback and then look for push back higher, driving it up back up to this area here. We seem to be in a bit of a channel, but the channel could be stepping up. And therefore we want to try to get out and make our 1 for 2 somewhere in this band up here. Thank you for that. That was week 31 of the Forex market review. We finally have a trade set up on the pound CAD, and that's approaching soon, so we'll be monitoring that. And you use your own trading advice, your own financial advice, and follow your own rules. And if it meets your criteria, then by all means jump in and take the trade with us. Here at Sane Investment Solutions, we wish you all the best in your success. Take care. Bye-bye.